We have Alessia Forganni here on the Heysal podcast. Welcome everybody, welcome folks. Thank you very much for joining us here today with my good friend Alessia Forganni.
Hi Sal.
Hello, how are you?
What a pleasure to see you again.
My pleasure.
Here. It's a really pleasure.
It's been too long.
It's too long that we don't see each other. So I don't know, maybe 3 years.
Is it 3 years already?
Maybe more, I don't know.
Get out. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. But it's always like that between us, I think, you know?
Right.
There are periods that we don't see each other at all, and then it's like...
there are friends that meet each other once a year and...
yeah, once a year,
and
yeah.
It works.
Yeah. But I always remember as the first person that introduced me in Rome in the live music, so...
Wait, that was me?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then it was a tragedy all my life. Yeah.
But you're one of the reasons why we almost never meet is because you are a super busy person. Like you are always very, very busy with a lot of projects.
Yeah,
like
we try.
One of the things I remember when we first met was, I guess, 10 years ago. 10, 11 probably.
Yeah. Maybe 12.
12, yeah.
Yeah. When did you move in Rome?
I think 2007.
Me too.
Huh.
And probably we met the same year we
probably,
arrived.
Yeah,
so
it's possible.
Yeah. Well,
and you came into into an Irish pub where I started to work to organize the live music and open mic and all these things. And you came in with a project that you had back then, and you were trying to get gigs. Yeah,
it was the first. That was in that period I was trying to do, the songwriter or the singer or and the pianist in the pop business and the pop music, and I perfectly remember when then I met you and you just told me, okay, if you want to play, well, just play.
Right.
Okay, right here, right now. I mean, like that, yeah. And it was like that, and I started to come every Thursday, I think, for a period.
Right.
And then at the same time, I started to also work in a professional way in Rome, in a record label, and
I remember. Yeah. Try to hold this a little bit closer to you.
Oh,
just
I'm
2 fingers away. Yeah, just a bit more. Yeah, perfect. Perfetto.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay. And and you also made an interview to me. I remember you were making a journal about
a magazine.
Rome,
yeah, right.
Magazine.
Look, it's a magazine up there.
Exactly, that one.
Yeah.
And so there is also an internet.
It was a big success. The magazine.
Yeah.
We did like 2 printed episodes, and then we ran out of money.
Yeah,
and then we did, I think, 2 or 3 more episodes online, but that's...
Yeah, but it was an experience of your life, of your different things that you made, and so...
Oh, we met a lot of people through that. That was funny.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah.
And I remember our incredible version of Empty Sky.
Ah, right. Jeez, I've been forgetting. I've been drinking a lot.
No, don't forget it, please.
No, I have not forgotten about it, but it all comes back to me now. I think we did that at a place called the Druids Rock, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, it doesn't exist anymore?
No, I think
they closed it?
It wasn't our fault, but they...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they stopped.
It was there, and there is also a beautiful...
And that was a great place because they had a huge stage.
Yeah,
it's very big.
Huge stage, yeah.
Very nice stage. Like it's very hard to find something like that in Rome.
Yeah.
Right now, and it was also in the center. Like you don't have to drive out for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but
it's a pity that it's done.
Oh well.
And there is also a nice picture.
Oh yeah.
After we sang that song.
Right.
And I was totally wrong with my harmonizing, but anyway.
It was perfect harmonization. No videos exist of the event.
No. Yeah. We should remake right now a version of that song.
Probably, yeah. You think that's
maybe
maybe not
give
now.
me a beer or wine or something,
right,
maybe
we'll
we can do that. And and anyway, but you gave me luck because after my beginning in your open mic, then I started to work with music. So
okay, well, you seem to already be pretty professional about the music back then when I met you. Like you had a classical training. I remember
that I was so confused in that period about the genre of music that I wanted to do.
Because you came from the classical background.
Yeah, I was.
Then you also mixed it up. Then you got into this project with this duo that you did.
Yeah, are you talking about the old one?
Old one, yes.
Yeah, I made this duo with a blonde lady that was a singer at pianist as me, and we were doing like a duel on stage, and it was a quite show, and it's very difficult. We had to study a lot to do that.
Hey, you got even on TV. I saw with what's his name?
Yeah,
Pippo Baudo. Pippo Baudo.
No,
was that his name?
It would be it was Paolo Limiti.
Okay,
it's not so important.
I don't know. I was not raised in Italy, so please apologize for everybody who's from here, who's listening, who's like, what the heck is he talking about?
But anyway, it was funny too, and we made a lot of concerts around the world. With this blonde and black hair woman. Have fight on stage with piano and
fake
voice.
Fights.
And a lot of hard and very difficult piano classical composition from the tradition of the piano literature, and but then it finished.
Okay, well,
as usual in life, things happen, have their course, and then no, it's not finished. But anyway, yeah, we're not doing a show in this period, so we took different
directions.
Yeah, at the moment, but who knows? You never know. Maybe it could happen that somebody call us, come to make your show in South Africa, as we've done in the past. But it is not happening at the moment. But in that period, I decided that I wanted to do. To find my way crossing the classical and the pop music, and I found a compromise in electronic music.
Right, that's where you are also now, right?
Yeah, and so I made electronic music at the conservatory here in Rome at Santa Cecilia. There I met a producer, Daniele Vantaggio. We made a duo together named Fatalism, and then I also started to make collaboration as a singer in techno and deep techno tracks. Also for Mousetrap, that's a quite important label in the United States, and so things happen like that. You are looking for something, you are trying to do something, and then suddenly things come, and you may what you want to do, and you ask yourself, how did I arrive to do this? But
that's something I always remember, that you always had the drive to do something. When I first saw you back then, or first met you, because you always were trying to figure out what you wanted to do, and you were trying to first find gigs. That's how we met, find a place to play. But then you also tried collaborations with different groups and formations and music styles. Yeah. And so, I mean, for our listeners or our watchers, viewers, who do not know you, like, tell us a bit maybe about your background. Like, you're originally from Sicily, right?
Yeah, my parents are from Sicily.
Right.
But I was born in the north. I was born in Brescia, quite close to Milan, and I moved to Rome in 2007. But now I have a lot of I have more relation again with Sicily, because my parents moved again.
They moved back. Okay.
Yeah, they moved back there, and so I'm working a lot in Sicily in some beautiful resort, making music entertainment, I mean, also electronic, and then also more acoustic soft music after dinner, so entertainment music. Right. But I also love that part of this work. I didn't know that, but I love to also play my songs, because I also play my songs, but also others rearranged by me, maybe also at the piano, just a piano and voice. I discovered with all this work also an identity of me alone at the piano, that I was looking for that too, if you remember.
Yes.
And I was looking also for a voice style that I not just about techniques, but also about how your soul is shaped by your voice. And I'd not finished that research, but I'm started to find something interesting for me, so I'm happy about it too. And you are going to Sicily more than me now. I don't know why, but
I don't know either. It just happens, yeah.
It just happens, so it's interesting. Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. The research never really stops with anything, does it? Like from vocal technique to finding your own style. It's like an ongoing research that probably ends by the time that you drop that, you know?
Yeah, because I remember also you were making song lesson of singing, and you too were looking for that, no?
Right.
And it's something that happened with the time that's passed, and things happen. You are right. But I'm still studying singing. Not every week, I mean, but I always try to find
trying to find new
confronto.
Confronto would be, we would need some real time Google Translator now.
Interfacciamento.
To compare.
To compare with singer, and always stay on that. I mean, and this is a news. But I also feel attracted by opera singing.
What?
In last period. So, because I think that if it's like I want to drive a Ferrari, no? Things like that. I don't want to do that. But anyway,
why not? It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, probably.
A friend of mine did that.
It's not my first desire in life.
And they drove the Ferrari into a wall, but that's a different story.
Yeah, it should be. And that at the same time, I don't know. In this last period, recently, I use sometimes opera style also to sing. Something.
Like lyrical singing, or
also, for me, I don't want to be an opera singer, but anyway, it's like personal research,
right?
And so now I want also to sing as an opera singer if I want. So I'm studying about that too.
Well, that allows you to have a really powerful voice without amplification.
Yeah,
basically.
also. And also because I think, and that's strange because when I sing, I usually use very soft timbre.
Timbre, I think.
Timbre, okay, yeah. Really soft overall in the high pitches. And so it's strange that now I have this desire, but yes, I want to feel my natural voice just spread powerful, and also because I think that if I understand how to do that, I solve also the little part of the singing that I do not understand very maybe that I just do, but I don't know how I do that. I think that I can understand and clarify some aspect of the singing, learning that. Maybe will be not true, I don't know, I will tell you.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. So, in a way, it takes you away a little bit from the electronic and goes back to the natural voice, but then maybe you can reuse it then again with the electronic in a certain sense, no?
Well, the opera style.
Who knows? I don't know.
Well, I'm not.
Or maybe that's not your intention.
Yeah, it's not my intention now. But no, it's about the personal research about the singing. No, in the electronic style, I use the kind of voice that I described to you before, and it's really really nice. Also, because the music that we made together with Daniele is made by a huge bass line, and so it's something. It's also aggressive a little bit sometimes, but also sensual and soft. It's not too much. Also, because BPM is quite low, so it's slow, is like trip pop style, and make a contrast with this huge bass line with a voice that's really really high and shiny and dreamy. Somebody wrote. It's nice. And I love to improvise also with this kind of voice in this in electronic music, techno also, and stuff. It's quite aggressive. It's a nice contrast.
Well, you're gonna leave me some links after this, no? So I can add them. You're gonna leave me some links, I hope, so I can add them then to the description of the video.
So for sure. And there is also a nice video clip about this collaboration with techno and deep. In the video clip, I'm trying to do Tai Chi on a hill. No, it's nice, and the song is beautiful. That song that I wrote, I really love it. So I will give you the link.
Go check it out. So yeah, I mean the voice is a very mysterious but very pure instrument.
I know that you know.
And I'm thinking of getting into studying a bit more myself now as well, but more for physical strength and health reasons. Because I have so many gigs now that I feel I'm pushing my voice too much. Like there's technique, but even that sometimes it seems like if you just play. I mean, I went to a doctor once to what do you call it?
To check.
The proper, what do you call the doctor for the vocal?
Phoniatra.
Exactly.
Phoniatra.
I went to that one, and basically she told me basically just you have to rest more. You know, just it's normal if you sing every day.
Because you feel tired, or your voice just went down.
No, the voice is still there. Well, it loses out after a while. If I sing 5 days in a row, I start feeling it.
Yeah.
And then also I don't sing just for half an hour. It's like 1 hour and a half the first set, then there's another set for 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and that every day.
No, it's hard. I do not have this problem. Also, even if I made a lot of gigs in Sicily overall, because I have I came back from Sicily now. I made 20 gigs every day in 20 days, and I do not have this problem because I use that kind of voice that I told you. So I never go in the throat, and I do not have that risk. But if sometimes I abuse a little bit and I try and I started to sing a little bit more hard.
Yes,
I feel it too. I mean, every day. I mean. You are like the big artist. You made the tour all the world every day singing. It's rischio del mestiere.
Right. It's the risk of the trade. The risk of the trade.
Exactly. Okay. Forgive sometimes my Italian words. Just to not stop the flow of the conversation. You know. Then you translate.
The flow is going on.
Okay. Great.
Nothing's gonna stop that train. All right. So
and you are still making a lot of live. I saw and
live.
Everywhere in all Italy.
Yeah. That's private events. Yeah.
Great.
It's private events. Also abroad sometimes when we get a chance.
Great.
So mainly that's the high season now. In the summer, a lot of people come here. They want to have private events, corporate events, or. So
and marriage.
Getting married, exactly.
And they love you at the marriage, I know. Because you have that kind of energy. It's beautiful.
Well,
sorry. If we want to be precise, you also introduced me to the marriage career in Rome. If then I made them by myself for other directions, for other. But I don't know if you remember. But
we played there was once. I remember that we had an accident when I helped you afterwards. Pick up the piano. And then,
there was some problem with the keyboard. I don't know. I don't remember what.
No. We got in a car accident.
Oh yeah, but that was not about the marriage.
I think it was after a wedding.
The same.
Yeah, I think there was after on Via Nazionale somewhere in Rome. There was a wedding, and then we drove I think we must have borrowed the keyboard from an Irish pub, which
it was a strange day.
Which name will not be named.
No.
That's the early days of the wedding business when we had to borrow instruments from pubs around Rome.
Yeah. It was a strange. And you played too at the same marriage.
Did I?
But I played during the celebration.
I think I played it with
and you made me get a lot of money that day. I'm sorry that you made the crash with me.
I should have taken a share of that.
Yeah, but you played it too, so you probably
Right. I think I played with a Dutch friend of mine, a tall Dutch friend. Shout out to Tall Paul. You know who you are. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the process of discovering your what you want to do and try. I mean, it's very interesting. Like I call it the working class musician, no? Because everybody's dreaming of this big career.
Really? Yeah, that's really...
not everybody. Everybody who wants to be a musician of this big career, you know, playing big stadiums in front of tens of thousands of people and making millions with money. And let's be honest, like a small, minuscule percentage ever gets there, just because there's so many people who are trying to get there.
Yeah.
So then you have a top layer of a lot of very talented people, but even of them, amongst them, only a small percentage gets there, because then you got to be good.
Yeah.
But then you have to have luck.
Yeah.
And that's the part. You can try as much as you want, you know, and you have to give everything. And yeah, it's true. You really have to want it. And if you want it more than others, your chances are probably bigger. And then there's a small percentage, though, that it's just luck. So
yeah, it's just luck.
Like everything that you do, even if you want to be the best pizza maker, you know,
yeah,
there can only be a handful that are the best of the best that get paid the most.
Yeah,
it's just
the
rules. The rules
it's sad to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
When I started to make, and it's also important to make all this kind of music experience also for another thing.
There's so many ways to still make a living as a musician, though.
Yeah. There are. And for example, when I started, I remember that because I did not have experience, so my perspective was, okay, when I sing and when I play, I'm like the artist, so I just do what I want to do, what I have to do, and I don't care about nothing around me. Then working with music, I understand that is exactly the opposite. I understand that if you are listening also to the audience, if you are, and this is something that you learn in the gigs, in the private event, in the entertainment
in
music too, but also in not just in pops, because for example I make in the gigs and the private event also electronic music and acoustic, very soft music, but entertainment music, okay. And I discovered there the art to listening to the people.
Right.
It's important because if you isolate yourself and just sing for yourself, and I thought that was the way, you just do it for yourself. But in that way, you lose the contact. You don't know neither if they are listening or appreciating what are you doing. You do not have to gratificare necessariamente il pubblico, sto dicendo. Gratify, yeah, probably it's the same. No, it's not the same, okay?
No. But, you know, I think it's a problem that most musicians that I've met here in Rome, well, the ones I met, I probably only met 1% of the musicians here in Rome, I suppose.
Okay,
probably
the ones you met.
But the ones I saw, wherever I go, small gigs, bigger gigs, a lot of them don't seem to understand. I think it's a real problem amongst musicians that very often you're there to entertain the people and you're there for the people and not for yourself.
Too much is not good, okay?
No, it depends on the situation. Like, you don't have to be a prostitute of music and just, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't get it when you're in a pub, for example. I mean, the pub is where I always start and always get back to it in the end. And it can be, we also play in military bases, and it doesn't matter what size it is. But in the end, if you're in a context where people just want to have fun, drink, enjoy the music, you have to earn their attention. And if you can put a smile on their face, then you did your job well.
Exactly.
But very often, it's not sufficient just to do your show and do your own thing for yourself. If you don't interact, I mean, if part of your show is interacting with people, that's great. But very often I see bands just literally in their own world. And it's fine if you are a famous band, or if it's like a big stadium and people pay.
In that case, of course, no. I mean, you just do your performance in the way you.
And then you also have
you don't
the right to.
yeah.
because once you got there, you have kind of the right to do whatever you
we are talking about
you want to do,
the rising.
But if you are still a working class musician,
exactly. I love
like
that.
We are,
I love that.
Then you have to earn it every single time. That's at least my philosophy. So that means if you don't talk to the people during the gig, not just talk like, hey, how is the beer? Like, not, well, if it's part of a joke maybe, but you have to entertain or create a connection. In a pub, maybe the conversations are going to be, and the jokes are going to be different than if you're in a high-class hotel.
You do it very well. I do not, I can't do it so good like you. I do not entertain
but not even, you don't even have to talk.
But yeah.
I want to take that back. I don't think you even have to talk a lot or whatever, but I think you have to get a feeling of the vibe in the room.
Exactly. That's what you mean, I think, right? Exactly. The vibes. Exactly. Because if I say... if there are few people and they are literally having a party, of course you push a little bit more. But if you see that there are couples, they are living a beautiful sunset, they are just talking softly. I mean, you have to move your inside vibes to accompany them. But I think that it's not the prostitution of the music; it's just to make something that if I would be them, I would like to listen.
But you have to have the capability to put yourself into other people's shoes, and not everybody has that.
Yeah. See. Okay, but okay. Also, yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah, it's important. That's the reason, because also you, for example, in the working class that we are talking about,
the working class musicians that we are.
You work a lot, and I also learn how to do that, and at my way. I'm working a lot about it. Then, okay, there is our own project. Of course, when you publish it, your own song, beautiful new songs last time, and of course you are there. Even if there are 100 people around you, when you are singing that song, you are alone, and you are in your. Okay. It's different, no?
There are certain songs that can only be done in a certain way. That's true. But then it's the choice of songs it's the songs you choose then when you are doing your gigs as well that are important.
Also.
Because, I mean, it's very funny at the open mic, for example, that over the last years when I was hosting, it's funny to observe people, because it's basically like a big social experiment every time, It's funny to watch those people then that, especially in a difficult situation where people, because at many open mics, the audience often doesn't give a crap. They just drink, they talk very loud, and...
Exactly.
But sometimes there's a certain musician that is so particular, has a beautiful voice or a certain style of singing, and everybody
shuts the
up.
ability.
And they capture their attention, and they earned it.
Exactly. I perfectly agree. Not all the time, not always. When somebody said, you have to make that they are in silence. You are responsible about the fact that they are not paying attention, or you are paying attention.
Right.
The only responsible person is you. And that's true. So, and I know that there are nights that maybe I'm a little bit, I do not have all the energy, and so I'm a little bit down, and
totally.
I feel that I'm not getting in touch, and I'm not getting, and other times that I feel, and I, even if there are a few persons, I know that they are listening to what I'm doing, and it's beautiful because there is this communication.
But then there are also tough crowds. There are some people then just cannot connect,
of course. In that case, I restarted to play just with myself and doing on my own.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's
your own
dynamic.
Safe space.
Yeah.
I hate
the
word.
You open it or you just close again.
Right.
And but when you made, for example, when I made the concert a little bit more bigger, for example, with my own project, this is something that doesn't happen because you just made yours, your performance, and with the electronic music, for example.
Sure.
And it's another. But I really love both. I mean, I in the past I never thought that I could say something like that. But I love both circumstances. Also the working business with music, of the entertainment at my way, because I try to do it in a way that I like, so I feel coherent as well with myself. So it's
I mean, the big shows, I suppose, are a completely different animal too, because there's a lot of curation of the small details, and it's basically a whole choreography that is set up, right? It's not that you improvise a lot. Unless there's improvisational elements of maybe with the voice. I remember I saw you once doing this thing with the
that was a contemporary performance.
Yeah, when you controlled your voice with your hands. That was
beautiful.
Weird and crazy in a good way.
Yeah, it was a one-time experience. It was in a festival of contemporary music organized by the Conservatory of Rome, and we made this control of with the Kinect. Kinect
right.
Is
it's a Microsoft thing, no?
Yeah, exactly. And it was born for play, for games. And we use mapping my movement in the direction, and so I was controlling the pitch or the dynamic, the volume, and of course there was Daniele about the technical part, because it was mapping.
He found a way to hack the whole system in order to follow your hand movements. Basically, it's crazy.
Yeah, and at the end, it was the end of this performance was beautiful, because I was. We mapped that when I was doing like that, it was triggered a note. So I acted that I was taking the note
plucking apples
from the sky, and then we moved the pan, because the pan was mapped on the left side and on the right. So when I moved like that, the audience felt listened to the sound moving in the auditorium. So that was a brilliant experience, very nice thing.
Yeah, it was a very nice performance, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We made just once. So.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You should repeat it. You should do more stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. So when we sing Empty Sky, I want to harmonize you correctly.
Empty Sky, the Bruce Springsteen song, of course.
You were...
At some point, I don't even remember it anymore. I remember the song, but I don't remember all the lyrics.
Okay,
no. We're not going to do that now.
Okay, once in the future.
We're going to do that
we will
at some
remake
point.
it. Great.
And so, yeah. By the way, if you want some water, serve yourself.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. So we are not
it's
finishing.
It's there for the guests.
It's just the beginning.
No. Just
yeah. Okay, if I could open it, it would be... Okay.
Drink water, folks. It's healthy. It's very good.
You are...
That's another aspect of being a musician. I think that's very important, is being healthy.
I know, but this is something that you do just...
it's so uncool, but it's...
you make like on or off. Now you are in the mode healthy on.
Well, I must say though, I'm in a very long on mode now. I think.
Really?
Yeah. I find, like, since I came to Rome, I mean, that's 11 years ago, probably 12. I mean, back then was a crazy time, a lot of drinking, a lot of going out.
I perfectly remember you drinking all the evening, smoking a lot.
I was smoking back then a lot.
Shot at the pub at the little one.
One of those. The name shall remain unnamed.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's called Knuckler, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it was
don't go there, folks. Don't go there.
One of the
it's your ruin.
The last one that made available smoke inside, and it was like 6 meters for 4, and so there was old people smoking crazy, and having
you found
shot
everything
at
in there, like from businessmen to fascists to prostitutes to everything.
I love that kind of place when everything could happen.
Yeah.
And so I remember that there were periods like that, smoking and drinking all the time, every day, and then stop. Oh no, I'm in the healthy moment now. Okay, salsa. No, I do not drink beer. I do not smoke nothing. Okay. And after 6 months, okay, again another one.
Right.
I always
I think it's like a pendulum though, because it started like 6 months really destroying myself and 6 months being healthy, and then it became 4 months and 3 months. I think now I'm at the point where it goes really, I'm in a central place right now.
Okay, now you are you have a healthy mode on, forever on, and sometimes you have a beer. That's your period, your down period. Okay. Yeah, but it's important because we have, we are getting older, so that's the truth. No, I mean, in a very ironic way, I say.
I mean, I feel much better, though, than I've ever felt in my entire life, I must say. like now that I start doing a lot of sport, I started going running
Me
and
too.
doing jiu-jitsu and doing yoga and all this stuff, so it's...
You were also doing meditation in the past.
Right, I also do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, especially when I'm in the public transport in Rome. That's when you need it the most,
Then you need a meditation for at least 1 hour.
Otherwise, I might kill somebody next to me. So, but yeah, I think right now I feel much more healthy and fit and focused than I did ever in my life, even with 18, I think.
Sounds good.
Just because if you do something every day, and that's also part of finding, like with the voice, finding your routine, researching, and trying new stuff, then trying different diets, and then something works, something doesn't work, and it's continuous research. But if it feels good,
I was joking. I perfectly understand you, because
I think you also always prepared, worked out for many years.
Yeah.
No.
What?
I think you worked out for a long time. Let's say.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about the
physical activity.
Yeah, I understand you, because in this period of my life, me too. I'm a little bit more careful about gym and physical and also nutrition.
Yes.
Because I eliminate almost everything.
Okay.
I don't want to eat anymore.
Don't tell me you're vegan now.
No. But I...
Nothing against vegans. It's
No. But it's a quite also fashion moment about the vegans. So
yeah. Okay.
No. There are, of course. I esteem a lot vegan.
There are reasons
people
to become vegan. I couldn't do it, but
no, I couldn't.
I respect.
I respect a lot them. A lot much. And I took off pasta, white pasta.
White pasta, okay.
And white bread.
Such a racist. So you only full wheat pasta.
The black one,
the full wheat. Full grain. Whole
grain pasta. And
I'm sorry, we Italians. We speak it English like that.
And I do not eat white bread.
Mm-hmm. That's good, very good.
Yeah,
white bread is horrible.
Horrible, but all the white,
white, like
what farina? What?
Flour, white flour, farina.
Yeah, the 001 is terrible. So
pizza, also pizza, the dough, like everything that's with white dough and flour.
Sometimes I have pizza. Well, sometimes, but I prefer if it's.
Wait a second, so you're cheating? It's white flour.
I know, but sometimes I have pizza, but I prefer the 72 hours levitation. Non so come si dice,
yeah.
Or the whole grain one, because somewhere in Rome there is. I do not eat meat. Excluding chicken.
Wow. Excluding, so you eat chicken.
I eat chicken.
Okay.
And fish, of course, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also and also, of course, all the worked meat, like Wuster, like.
Good, great.
I think you too.
Yeah, same thing.
The same.
Basically.
Yeah. At the end, we arrive at the same point.
I mean, it can happen if my father visits me once a year. Like when he comes to Italy, they come once a year or something. Or I go to Abruzzo. Then maybe it happens that I'm gonna get a piece of salchicha when I know.
Okay, me too. It can happen.
But when I know that it comes from
biological
animals that were treated
exactly
in a good way,
perfectly
aligned
on the same wave,
on the same boat.
Yeah,
and. Also, for example, the chicken that we get, like Jose, for example, she goes often to the butcher here, to the local butcher, and they have organic chicken.
Exactly.
So we know that they are walking freely and they're treated fairly, and we only get also the vegetables at the market. We try not to buy in the supermarket when possible,
Quite possible, yeah.
I think it's important to.
It's important, and that's the reason because we feel healthy, not because we didn't drink. We don't drink. No,
we totally go for a beer later on. So.
Yeah.
Today is exception day.
it's a lot of part of the healthy life, right. the nutrition. Yeah, I agree with you.
But it's so important because I notice the difference when I eat shit food.
Me too.
But I can't even eat, like if I'm in eating healthy food for a week and I'm in a routine again. Like if I maybe, like now I was on holiday abroad, and so sometimes I ate something.
But
because I didn't know the place.
Sometimes it's fine.
I didn't know the place, I didn't know where to go, and
and sometimes it's also nice to take whatever. To have whatever.
Exactly.
But it's sometimes the important thing is the routine.
I felt it instantly, and now I'm back to the routine. I'm like, thank God, and I feel lighter, I feel healthier.
Yeah.
So
I'm quite sad because I discovered that cheese are not the best, and I was
cheese.
I was a cheese.
Oh. Yeah.
And I was a
cheese
lover.
It's very, very bad.
Totally, and I was. It was my first, the
love of your life.
Yeah, the favorite food.
Really. What kind of cheese?
The fat one. I said it well, yeah?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, the French ones, I mean, brie, camembert.
Oh God. Gorgonzola.
No, not so much, because it's a little bit strong, but the one that I mentioned before, I could eat for hours and for days and for a week and for all the year. And, but I quit. Now, just
wise choice. You might live longer. You might live longer.
I hope, because the renounce is big, so I really hope now.
That's one of the reasons why we do this now, because we're thinking more often about death. That's the real reason why we do this.
Yeah,
it's true. One thing I noticed that's apparently very good for you to live longer is intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting, like digiuno.
Ah, okay. That's something that the old and the antique culture sometimes made. You think that it works?
I think so, yeah. I'm on a 16-hour intermittent fasting every day.
How long?
16 hours. So basically...
16?
16. So basically I stop eating at 9 most times. And when I start eating at 9 in the evening,
of course.
9 p.m.
So you have the first 12 hours.
And then 16 hours. And so I eat again at 1 p.m.
No, for sure.
So 16 hours that you don't eat, and then you have 8 hours in which you can eat whatever you want. And then I try to eat healthy within these 8 hours.
Of course. Somebody told also that somebody that studied and wrote a book, not somebody, that it would be good to live 12 hours without eating, since you go to the bed. When you make breakfast, and it's a very quite easy rule to follow. I mean,
if you sleep 8 hours, you just wait 4 more hours.
Yeah, you just have to avoid the
munchies,
le porcate notturne.
Eating at night is the worst.
Yeah, you have to avoid that.
I mean, it's the best. It's the best, but it's the worst.
It's it depends. If you renounce to that, the 12 hours, it's very easy.
But it's a risk when you drink alcohol, because it's so easy then. Because if you drink in the evening, you had a glass too much, too many. Then the munchies kick in.
Yep.
And if you smoke certain forbidden elements, certain forbidden substances.
Exactly.
Is it legal now in Italy?
Difficult to avoid.
Is it legal now in Italy, or is it still illegal?
That's confused. Okay, it's illegal.
I think you're more informed than I am in this. I think you're more informed than I am in this topic.
Just for what I can see to the movie, from the TV. No, it's illegal, and and for a period there was the zero THC,
right?
I don't know what to
THC.
THC,
zero THC weed.
Not zero, very slow percentage of THC that was legal, but now the actual politician class wants to
get rid
cut
of it again.
that too, and put illegal that one too, and
so buy it now, folks. Now's the time.
This is the first thing that I agree with with this politician class.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just you smoke it and it doesn't make nothing. So
what's the point?
What's the point? Just close that. I mean, okay, it's fine. No, I'm joking. I'm not agree with this. I'm not agree with nothing with this politician class. Okay. So no. Just quit that part. Do not.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, we were.
Let's go back to nutrition and and try not to die anytime soon.
And cut the part which I'm talking about. Joint, please. No.
nothing will be cut.
I was remembering when I was young, probably. Yeah. So
anyway, but one thing I would like to do one day, and it sounds very weird. One thing I'd like to do one day. Still talk about the food.
I'm starting to to laugh, and it's difficult to.
That's
stop,
the water. I put something in it. Yeah.
What did you put inside?
No, one thing I'm very interested in. I'm not sure if I would like it or if it's something I could do. I like the idea of learning about hunting. Like if you get your own food, you know.
Okay.
It sounds very weird, I know, but
you wanted to produce your own food?
No, hunt.
Hunt?
Caccia.
That's a very brave thing.
No, I don't know anything about it, but
you would like.
I know a guy who works in a restaurant close to Termini station, and apparently they told me he's a hunter, and he's a friend of mine. So I'm gonna check it out.
Well,
soon.
in kind of principle. I'm not agree with hunting, of course. But it's brave, because if you're hunting for food,
right,
that would be a very brave thing, because if I should kill an animal, even a chicken, to eat it, I couldn't. And this is a big incoherence.
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, yeah.
Right.
So if you really would do that and shot one shot, so there is no pain, and the animal just died,
you should know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you should
that
know
would
what you're
be
definitely
perfect coherence.
No, because I remember in Germany, my dad, he lives in Germany, and we had, or we still have, I suppose he's still alive. I guess he's still alive. A neighbor, older man, and he went hunting, I think, once a year, and the meat he brought back basically was enough for the whole neighborhood. He sold it. He got it first. He got it to a butcher, who then divided everything in its pieces and prepared everything to be easily sellable.
Yeah.
And then he basically sold it to all his neighbors. So
Great.
and so then I remember my dad then bought a lot of stuff, and that was lasting for months.
Yeah.
And that was from one time hunting out. So I suppose if you know what you're doing, and you can hunt your own food, you basically have food for months. You don't have to buy it anywhere. So you know where it comes from. You appreciate it more. You know what work it goes into it. Ethically, I think if you know how to hunt properly, that the animal doesn't suffer, you're doing the right thing, because it's much better than all the animals that are being held, you know. And you get your protein still if you're into meat. Like if you completely vegetarian, you're against these things, then probably you hate me now. But I think ethically though, it's much better than buying meat in the supermarket.
All the meat business should be like that in the perfect world.
In the perfect world, but it doesn't work like that on a big scale.
Of course, it cannot be possible. But so this is the most close to an ethic way to eat meat.
I mean, they're producing now meat that comes from machines. Like they're growing meat proteins that contains all the proteins with machines. So I think probably in a few years they're going to be able to produce it. Like I think they created 2 pieces of meat.
Yeah, from
the first one I think cost like a ridiculous amount of money, like 50,000 euros or dollars or something. I don't know. I'd have to Google it. But
it's not in the commerce, of course.
No. It was a test. And the second one, I think they got the price down to 10,000 or something. I'd have to Google it. Just Google it yourself. But it's somewhere. On
everything.
Google.
We have to Google everything.
Right. Let me see if I can find it actually.
Yeah.
Since we got here our computer. Let's see. What would it be called? Artificial.
Yeah, and overall, and it's something that I could take in consideration in the next future. Probably also insetti, mosquitoes.
Right. Right. There was I think a big trend a while ago, but
I would agree with that solution to assume proteins from
all right, let's
animal
put this
world.
On. Artificial meat. UK scientists growing bacon in labs. British scientists have joined the race to produce meat grown in the lab rather than reared on a hoof. Let's see. It can be reproduced on an industrial scale. Meat lovers might one day be tucking into a slaughter-free supply of bacon. Okay, let's see if there's anything about the costs.
Yeah. They made an hamburger, I think.
Here we go. First lab-grown burger in 2013, created by a team in the Netherlands, the Dutch, of course, at a cost of $250,000.
Well,
that was the first version.
Great.
Then in 2018, a steak grown from cells in the lab and not requiring the slaughter of a cow was produced in Israel. It cost $50 for a small thin strip, but according to its makers, needs perfecting. Well, but they're getting there. I mean,
I would buy once a year an artificial meat.
I guess,
and I would be happy.
I guess people, as long as it tastes good, they.
Yeah, it would be great.
I think a lot of people would support it.
Meat should cost a lot of the real meat should cost more and more.
Well, if you go to an organic store, you pay more for it because the production is higher.
Exactly.
Well, it's supposed to
that should be.
Unless you find one of those companies that fake it and just raise the price,
Yeah, I know. So also because the brand you have to buy it. So also the biologic.
So there's some dark, sketchy stuff going on there too. But
who knows? But anyway, we try.
I guess the probability that you get good producers there is much higher.
Of course.
Definitely.
And you also can see the texture of the meat. Also about the chicken.
Right.
If the texture is more organic, compact, homogenic. And anyway, and there is another nice thing also in Rome that's called in Italy and Europe everywhere, gas, but I don't do it.
Gas, what's that?
It's like cooperative and gruppi d'acquisto.
Okay.
For vegetables there are.
How's it written? GAS.
GAS, yeah, and but I do not use that because I live alone. And so it's not convenient for me. It's better for me to just buy organic vegetables somewhere. But for family, it's great because they brought at home the season vegetable that at kilometer zero was produced by not industry, but contadino.
Select Gas, Consolidated Gas is non-profit. No.
You have to search in Italy.
Gas Cooperativa.
Metti gruppo d'acquisto. Sorry, no cooperativa. Gruppo
d'acquisto. Economia solidale? No. Yes. Gruppi di acquisto solidale. That's the one.
Ecco, that's the acronimo.
What is this?
I don't know.
That can't be it. There's a lot of spam on that website. Oh no, I think that's their website. It's just in Spanish for some reason.
It's strange that there is no. This isn't. This Google is not Italian.
This is not Google. This is DuckDuckGo. This is an alternative to Google.
Ecco, that's it. Because when I searched them recently, I found a lot of stuff.
I try to avoid. Let's try Google. I try to avoid Google where possible. Because they always track everything you do.
Yeah, so which kind of Google is this?
DuckDuckGo is not Google, it's a different company.
Yeah.
So you can search stuff privately there.
Oh.
And you can set it up easily on your computer, on your smartphone and so on. What did we say? What's the name again? Gas.
Typical stuff of a hacker.
I'm not a hacker.
I know, but sounds like.
Gas.
Gruppo d'acquisto.
Gruppo.
Solidale.
D'acquisto solidale. Let's see what.
Vedi?
Which one?
This here? Whatever. Wikipedia maybe is the best as usual. I don't know.
Okay. So let's see if we have an English version for our English listeners. Yes, we do. It's an Italian-based system of purchasing goods collectively. These groups are usually set up by a number of consumers who cooperate in order to buy food and other commonly used goods directly from producers or from big retailers at a price that is fair to both parties. So, but it's organized through this company, and this company then sells the stuff to private consumers, or it's like a network of private consumers, and you get together and say, we want to buy this, and that.
I think that you choose how you just choose how much and what, and they just brought the seasoned vegetable that they had.
Okay.
Or for example, the bread, you just say 1 kilo per week, and just and they just deliver that to you.
Okay.
And no, it's nice, and you should for sure in this part there are
Yeah, also. Sure, definitely. I have to check it out. It's
the point is that of course the vegetables are not so clean. There is you have to
like they're raw
to clean
in the sense
it.
Yeah, like real organic food, like real food.
Yeah, and I'm lazy in this and terrible because my principles are great, but then there is this lazy part of me that take the plastic salad. I know.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
The plastic, the plastic salad only looks good, There's no.
Yeah, it's so
very few
easy.
Nutrients in there. Yeah.
No nutrition.
No,
it's
zero.
Not good.
Depends where you buy it. Yeah.
It's terrible. Also, that one I have horrible, to take off that too.
Yeah. Well, it depends where you buy it, but I mean the food quality, I must say, in Italy generally is pretty good.
Okay, yeah, it's not
compared
bad.
To other countries.
It's
let's
not
be
bad.
honest, like it's really good.
That's
so
a good thing. Yeah.
It's difficult to buy really bad food.
Yeah.
But I prefer like the raw tomatoes, for example. They don't look very pretty, but they taste much better.
No, they don't look very pretty. Is that's not the problem for me. The problem is the time
cutting and washing them
and cut them. So that's another part of the routine that in some ways I will
That's
change.
when meditation is very good. You can meditate during that too,
Mm-hmm.
That's when meditation is very good. You can also meditate during that.
Yeah, I do not do meditation.
Or you can listen to podcasts while you do that. Like, for example, the heysal podcast.
Yeah, probably after this podcast, I will start to change also this part of my daily routine. Who knows? That would be another big merito.
Right,
of salve. Merit of salve.
I don't merit nothing. Yeah, cool. Nice.
Nice, yes. So... And what about your, apart the gig, your own artistic production?
My original music. Well,
yeah, and do you have a band or not at the moment?
Not about. Original.
I know that there are periods that it's difficult to push it to.
Yeah.
I know. And probably you are in this kind of period, considering...
I'm in very much in that period right now. There's no time.
The lot of things that you're doing. But anyway, but you are producing new songs, because I saw that.
Yeah, no, I write every now and then songs. And normally I started last year to record. I was planning to record an album. I started going to the studio. Was it 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago already. Wow. But the problem is, as I told also I think last time on the last podcast to a friend, like if I don't record it quickly, I get bored by my own songs, and then they feel like they're not my songs anymore, and then I just disconnect, and then the next thing is already on the horizon. I get distracted also very easily. That's why I recorded this last song just here. I called it the lazy Pineto sessions, because basically I didn't do any real editing, and the guitar is slightly out of tune too, and I didn't give a crap. I just wanted to have it recorded somehow, put it out, and that's it. And I don't think I will elaborate on it. Then I did like some multimedia little editing to create a little effect on it, and that's it.
It's beautiful.
Well, thanks.
Beautiful.
Grazie.
So, as others, because I remember other songs of you that I adored, like one in particular, but I don't remember the title. But you remember.
Like Into the Light, probably.
Yeah, Into the Light. I have to insert it in my, if I can, and if you say yes, you can, in my set list when I play.
Absolutely, you probably do a much better version of the song than I did. The recording.
Have to give me the chords.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay, I can write them down.
Into the light.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
I mean, the song wasn't bad. The only thing is the recording was horrible. We did back then. We spent a lot of time in the studio.
Really?
I think so, because the drummer was totally...
This is something that you thought that
back
you're
then?
thinking now, listening again.
Well,
to
back
it,
then back then I was excited because it was the first time I was in a recording studio, so it was amazing.
Told me that.
No, but now re-listening.
Okay, re-listening is bad for everyone. I mean, nothing will sound good after
the problem was
5 years.
The problem was that the sound guy, also the guy who ran the studio, was always stoned out of his mind, And I mean, normally I guess many producers get better when they are stoned or something, but this guy, I think he also did other drugs, so.
Okay, could be.
So he should have heard that, Like our drummer was not very. He's a nice guy, but he was not on the.
So there was some bad energy that probably remain impressed in that recording.
No bad energy. It was just things did not fit together properly.
Okay.
And then I think that the sound guys, who also did the mastering, probably when he was stoned, did the whole thing. and tried to make it better, and he made it worse. And I mean, it's okay. It's still a part of my
it's part
of my path, you know. So
of course it is.
So and I like the song still. So that's one of the few songs I wrote that I still like today.
Yeah, that it's beautiful. Yeah, I will sing it too.
It will be an honor.
It will be another.
It will be an honor. Un onore, sarà un onore.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah.
Well,
what do you think? Shall we have that beer?
Yeah, I'm thirsty, but
I'm thirsty,
the water is not enough at the moment.
Water, no.
It's not enough, no.
Yeah, you have a different kind of thirst.
And for us, it was a ritual moment to go out and have a beer. So after years, now we have to do it again. So we go on chatting and telling.
The conversation will be continued.
Life. Yeah, yes, continuous. And but thank you, because it was nice.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. That's I really appreciate it.
Invite me.
Really.
I feel that I have the sensation to a lot of things to do to say more and more, but there are no.
There will be another time.
I will come back. So
very nice.
Oh, great.
All right, folks. By the way, before we go, can you tell us where to find your latest albums or projects that you can buy, purchase, download, listen to, inform themselves?
Okay, so there is on Spotify an album. Mm-hmm. The artist name of the duo is Fatalism, mm-hmm. and the album is called The End. And you can also find on YouTube. And on YouTube you can also find Fading Out, mm-hmm. With my artistic name of Njira, written Njira. Okay, these are and also In Your Eyes, another EP. Frankie F, Sismal D, and Njira, like Fading Out. And there are on YouTube, Spotify, whatever, you can find them.
Okay.
And thank you so much to you, Sal. It was such a pleasure to talk to you, but overall to see you again.
Alessia Forganni, everybody.
Oh, thank
you so much for listening, everybody. And
Goodbye,
don't forget
everybody.
to join us, the Heysal podcast on iTunes, on YouTube. Subscribe, leave a comment, especially on iTunes. That always helps us very much. And thank you so much for listening and for watching. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.